Hey everyone, that old nerd guy here. This 11 stainless steel wire scar barrel attachment from RIFLING SWIN was pretty impressive, but I wanted something that I could fit all my blaster and that could be equal or superior to that. I think I found it. The RIFLING SWIN 12 bearing scar barrel. Welcome to that. So this is the little 12 bearing scar barrel attachment from RIFLING SWIN. I'm saying small because it is really small. If I am to compare it with my metal string from RIFLING SWIN, and if I am to compare it with my worker injection molded scar barrel, you see the difference. I mean, it is shorter than pretty much everyone. Not a lot bigger than the worker one and exactly the same size as my other RIFLING SWIN scar barrel. But let's go with this 12 bearing. This is supposed to be the high speed version from a RIFLING SWIN. I mean, the angle on it is no more than 20 degrees. I would have to fetch the right number. I think I read 18 somewhere, but this is like no more than 20 degrees. And that kind of bugged me. Like I don't have that much knowledge as goes for a scar barrel, but if I go with this worker injection molded one, this is like a 90-degree spin. A 90-degree spline that goes on it, and this will be like 20 degrees. I'm sure there is an explanation, something I haven't taken into consideration, but yeah, I'm gonna have to run some tests on it because those are pretty efficient on my blasters. This one was very neat when my Swift was not vacuum loading. Yeah, I still need to cut this pusher so it's not vacuum loading anymore. But you see, this is an 11 metal string scar barrel from Swin, and it was pretty efficient. Still, I could see the dart spiraling a little more than with my worker one. So let's put myself up to date in that technology with a bearing one, because those bearings scar barrel attachments seems like the one to get right now. They seems like to be the more efficient and they have the less friction. To test that friction and that velocity, I'm gonna go with this high speed one, which is made for 150 FPS and more, and put it on my Nexus Pro. This one is made for 100 FPS and more. My Nexus Pro fetch 170 around on average, so that should be perfect to test it out. And I'm gonna compare it here quickly to see if it's really an improvement or if there is something wrong with it with this worker one. I'm gonna compare the trajectory with it and without any scar on it. And I also want to know if there is any FPS reduced on it. I'm gonna compare it again for the FPS with the Nexus Pro on this one, with the worker one, and without any scar on it, to see if we have any difference in FPS with or without the scar barrel. Okay, a little chrono test without any scar for the Nexus Pro, just to have a baseline here. $163, $165. Yeah, this is about its average. $165. And this is a dart. Yeah, 165.5, pretty consistent, this little Nexus Pro. Now let's do the same test with the same blaster with the worker's car on it. 162, 144, 155, 117, 160, more like it, 160 again, 155, and then 8 shot, 165. So we had 152 average, a few weird shots. Let's put it at 155 because of that 117 shot, but yeah, looks like we are losing more or less 510 FPS. Now time for the Rifling Swin barrel attachment. 156, okay. 143, 152, 146 again, 158, 152, 156, 156 again. Is there one left? No, I am empty. Let's go check that average. 152.9. This one was more regular. Looks like there is quite a loss there, even with the bearing. At least on this blaster. So in the end, it will be down to accuracy to know if this thing is any good. And from what I saw, I compare it with this thing, and even with this little worker's car barrel, which is very efficient, you can still see a slight spiraling of the dart. It's still very precise. It will follow like some kind of a tunnel spiraling, but it is not a perfect straight line. While with this Rifling Swin scar barrel, it was like pretty straight, pretty awesome, and the dart seemed to hit the electric pole a lot harder than with the injection molded one. So I guess the bearing scar barrel is a good thing for our blaster. Plus that 20-degree-ish angle that is on it was kind of worrying me at first. I was worried that it would not be enough to spin the dart or to spin it enough so it's gonna keep a straight line, but no, it seems pretty efficient. And I was pretty surprised to see that this thing is more efficient than the one that come with the Swift kit. This very small package, I mean, this is not even 3-inch long. This is shorter than the worker one. This was inexpensive, and due to its size will be inexpensive to ship. So yeah, I think it's a go. The Rifling Swin bearing scar barrel, this was amazing. I mean, it was flying in the straight line. It did not give more or less FPS loss than the worker one. Plus, it was more consistent on the FPS instead of being all over the place like with the injection molded one. This one was regular. Yeah, there was a loss. There was some loss in FPS, but the more powerful your blaster is, the less loss you're gonna have. I mean, I had 10 FPS loss-ish with the Nexus Pro, and with my worker Swift, I have less than 5 FPS loss, if any, with this thing. Now, I think if you don't have bearing scar barrel, try to find one like that. This one is pretty amazing. I haven't tested, like I tell you, the low speed version. I suggest you buy the high speed because I know it comes with 12 bearing. For the low speed, I will do some tests with some blaster a little later on, but for now, this Rifling Swin Scar barrel is pretty impressive. Yeah, that's it for this video. In the meantime, you can always follow me on Facebook and Instagram at @thatoldnerfguy. Please leave a like and comment, subscribe for more content. Don't forget to hit that bell to notify for my latest video. This was Dave Fatag. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.